What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Noonchi podcast.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Bobby, we usually see each other once a week. I think that is our the perfect amount of time for us to still respect each other. But this week, you came and you helped film our set this past Saturday. You've seen all my hour sets in the last 4 or 5 months. And because there was 4 cameras on me, or 3.5 really, I really tried.
Okay.
Like the first 3, I kind of took it easy here and there. But this past week, I really fucking gave him my all. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't think no amount of exercise can prepare me for the complete, what do you call it? I was exhausted after the show.
You got exhausted mid-show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first 30 minutes, I'm like, this is the last set of my life. Bang, 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 right? And then, dude, there was an audience member that I think something got caught in her throat, but she kept on coughing
really?
The whole time, right?
Okay.
And then in order to kind of, save her life and take it easy on her, I started slowing it down so she can catch her breath. No, but
it's good though. I couldn't really because I was running around checking all the cameras. We have 5 cameras.
Oh, okay.
And then so I couldn't really listen to your set.
Yeah.
But I could tell the response was really good.
Yeah, I fucking umphed it. Right?
Yeah. It was really it sounded really good.
Yeah.
We'll see how the recording came out. I don't want to speak too soon. There might be problems.
But yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. I obviously if I wanted to record it high production value, then I would have spent a lot more money. Or,
yeah, I mean, to be honest, I could have put more effort in as well, but I was just let's just do this one time,
right?
And see if there's, because chances are there's going to be a problem,
right?
And so I didn't want to go all out,
right?
Because of those chances,
right?
And I figured I just want to get to know the room and where's the best places to set up, all the sound, all that. I wasn't sure how it was actually gonna compute or come through. So I'm checking all that. So it's gonna hopefully, I checked everything for the most part and everything looks okay. But we'll see how it comes out.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So after the show, I'm spent, right?
I could tell.
Yeah. I was fucking beat up. But then, by the 4th, 5th time, none of the the other comedians need to watch it.
Yeah, but they actually did. They all watched it.
Yeah.
They all went out. I noticed no one was in the green room
right.
every time I went to check the sound.
I think they wanted to see how I'm doing this set, because they've seen bits and pieces of the set, and they've seen the whole hour set before, but they just one of the comedians was we all could tell that you were really giving it your all, because you rarely have many facial expressions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
But you were milking stuff, and I was yeah, I know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Is that less natural? Is it gonna look?
Obviously when it comes to a regular comedy show, I don't really need to, I could save, I can run the clock.
Yeah.
Kneel. You know what I mean?
I mean, when you're working on material, that's your number one priority, just to work out the material.
Yeah.
But when you have it all kind of ready to go, and finally you're filming it, then I understand having to put in a little extra oomph and more.
And that's why I'm always amazed at like the like fucking punk rock or like high energy music performers.
Yeah.
That fucking jump around and stuff, like
do
dance.
An hour plus show, running around.
Like Psy, you know what I mean? I'm like,
plus dancing.
Yeah,
and,
I'm not dancing. I am just blah 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 blah, right? But just with a little bit more.
But to be fair, you're using more mental energy.
Yeah.
Right. You're a little bit more aware of like every single beat. I mean, not to say that musicians aren't, but like they're on a different kind of adrenaline high.
Are you saying, Bobby Choi from the Noonchi podcast, are you really saying that I am using more mental energy than Psy at his concerts?
Well, sometimes that stuff is automatic.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like you memorize. I mean, songs are easier. From my perspective, songs are just basically once you got them down, you memorize it, and like when you're ready to perform it, just after the 100th time, it's like it's you know, it's easy. But you know, when you're working up beats and doing comedy, you also have to read the room and follow the response, and you know, wait for like I think it's a different dynamic. No. Like,
I'm just trying to like catch you to legitimately say that I, Danny Cho,
work harder than
have more like use more mental energy in shows than Psy. This is how
I think we're comparing apples and oranges.
Yeah, this is how you're comparing two fat guys. Right? that's what you're doing, right? But like that's how like, you know, like the Fox News or the CNN people, when they have someone on that's like the opposite of their point of view, and they say something kind of wild, and you go, "Are you blah 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 from this organization saying that?" Blah, and then you know, and then you see the person go, "Oh shit, no. What I'm saying is," and you just kind of backtrack. So I wanted you to, and I wanted to clickbait. I wanted people to be like, Danny Cho is more mentally blah 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 than Psy. So yeah, like, you know, I was drinking with the comedians and afterwards, many bottles.
Oh, did you stay out pretty late?
Yeah, I mean, at the club, I was just like, hey, let's just stay here and like just order in food, and it you know, that
did it get wild and crazy?
It was a bunch of dudes, man. like.
Well, I stayed a little longer because I couldn't catch a cab for like an hour.
Yeah. I know. That's why I caught one for you.
Got me one.
Just sent you up. But like, I didn't. So this past weekend, before, so on the Friday show, the day before my special, I was there for you know, to do like a 20-minute spot.
Yeah.
And it's like a showcase night. So it's like just 15 minutes of like 5-6 comics, right?
Yeah.
So the first comic comes up, and we're looking in the audience because you can see there's like a CCTV in the, you know, green room. So you could see like what the audience looks like, kind of, right? And there was this one woman, like short hair, like blonde, and like this white guy. And I was like, what the fuck? What is this white guy doing here? I mean, because it is a Korean language stand-up comedy show, like I was like, you know, chances are this dude's not gonna know what the hell we're talking about, right? And they're pretty much like not in the front, but like probably it's 2 rows, right?
Wait, the girl is also
Korean.
Oh, Korean with blonde hair.
Yeah. And then so it turns out that one of the employees, it's her friend, and she just came kind of like on the guest list.
Okay.
Right? So this is very important, right? Because she's a guest list person, right?
Okay.
Now the first guy tells a joke, right? And basically the joke is it's his first time getting an anal exam.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he's asked around people that have gotten the prostate exam, and he goes, hey, so what should I look for? What should I be worried about? Right? And then so his joke is, my Hyung said, whatever you do, when you look at the picture of the doctor, make sure you take a good look at his hands, right?
Okay.
And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? And so when he gets to the hospital and he goes drop trow, and you know, and then he starts putting on the gloves. Yeah. He goes, oh, I get it. Right. And he's like, this motherfucker had construction worker hands, right? Right. So he's thinking to himself, like, like
he's got pencil fingers or sausage fingers.
Yeah. And so in his mind, he's like, okay, well, I don't want to like make too much noise because he feels like that's kind of gay. That's what this is his joke.
Okay.
Right. And so he's like he's like bending over and he's taking it. And he's like, oh, it's 생각보다 많이 안 아파요. It's not as bad as he thought. So he's not making any noise.
Yeah.
And then as he's, getting fingered in his asshole, he's thinking to himself, wait a minute. If I'm not making noise, this kind of makes it seem like I'm used to this, which actually makes me
more uncomfortable,
more gay, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's his joke.
Yeah, that was his joke, right?
Okay.
So he starts like fake making noise.
Oh, really?
Right?
Okay.
Then he was like, yeah, like I was like faking it like fucking, like
I'm not used to it.
Yeah. And then, basically that was a joke. Not a good joke, right? But then, see, what happened was after his set's done, the couple gets up and starts walking out. Right. And so the host goes, hey, where are you going? And he goes, don't make gay jokes, and fucking walks off.
Oh, really?
Right.
Really? Okay.
Right. And then she just walks out.
Yeah.
And so like, and I was like, wait a minute, like, clearly they're a couple. So that means that, they feel strongly about it or whatever. Right. But to me, it wasn't really an attack on gay people. Do you know what I mean? The joke was.
Yeah, it is on some level. Yeah.
Why is it an attack on gay people?
Well, he thinks it's a problem. Like he doesn't want to be. He thinks it's
because he's not.
I know, but he doesn't want to appear as gay. Well, who cares? Like,
no, but that's. I mean, but okay, like let's say I don't want to appear Chinese. You know what I mean? Like to me, I think it's like it's. I don't think it's an attack. You know what I mean on gay people, right? And so like the crowd was loving the set, and then when she said that, like everyone was like uncomfortable.
Oh,
shit.
And then it just it kind of
killed and he was the first guy. Yeah, he was the first one on the lineup.
Yeah.
So everyone's eating shit now. Right? She left, but still they were like, wait a minute, like, can we laugh at this?
Right.
Are we allowed to,
Yeah.
So I got up on stage and after every punchline, I said, stop making fun of like not just gays, but like if let's say I talked about my high school friend whose nickname is Cockroach. Right? He goes, stop making fun of black people. Like every joke, every punchline. My point was, I was like, if you are one of those people that like to get uncomfortable about things, you can be uncomfortable about anything. Yeah. Right? Stop making fun of urologists. And then people like toward the end understood what I was trying to get at was that like
you were winning them over.
Yeah, but ultimately the idea of, and on top of that, they were guests of a worker. Yeah. Right? And she's the one in the back like making the food and whatever, right? Yeah. So now she's like, oh, I feel so terrible. You know what I mean? Because it's not even they're not even paying customers, to be honest. Yeah. But they're the ones that ruined it. So to a certain degree, you ruined it. And so like that was the whole situation, right? And then so like on our site where you can buy tickets, you can leave reviews. Right?
Oh, okay.
But you have to buy tickets. If you don't buy tickets, you can't leave reviews. Yeah. So one audience member goes, I had a really good time, but for those people that are quote unquote politically correct and like to get uncomfortable and butthurt easily,
they wrote a comment like
should not come because you're making it awkward for us to enjoy the show.
I see.
And I was like, yes. But like it's funny as in the last month we had like a fucking crazy drunk person. Yeah. We had like this person walk out and now people like the manager of the club and people, they start getting stressed out because this is their first time. Yeah. And I'm like, guys, the more and more this thing gets popular,
it's actually normalizing.
You're going to get more of this.
Yeah, it makes it normal.
I was like, you need to prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Just 2 weeks ago, I never said this on stage. 3 older women came in their 50s, 60s, right? And they all came in drunk. And I was like, ah, shit. And they were loud the whole time. And then like one person got a phone call and she picked it up and she starts talking. And then we're like, hey, can you go to another room?
Yeah.
And then so instead of knowing that she's disrupting the show, as she's moving farther away from the stage, her voice gets louder and louder, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense to me, right? And so like the club, I was like, hey, you need to tell her to shut it down or be. And then so she's drunk, and this is hilarious too. She goes, I am a member of some like teachers union.
Okay.
And like I know what stand-up comedy is, and I am offended that you're telling me how to behave at a stand-up comedy club. And I have my organization has 200 people, that and like kind of like low-key threatening us.
Yeah.
Right? And then I was there and I looked at her and I goes, 별거, and she was like, oh, 나는 stand-up 알아요.
Yeah.
How? And then he's like, who are you? And I was like, you're going to see me in 5 minutes. Right. And then when I got up, they all shut the fuck up. Right. Oh, really? And then I went and I was going to bring it up because I was like, 쓰세요.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell my 200, whatever. I was like, go tell them. Yeah. I don't want them here.
Yeah.
So she's like, who the fuck is this guy? Right.
Yeah.
And then it turns out like she finds out 5 minutes later that I'm this guy that's been doing stand-up for a long time.
I know stand-up.
Yeah. Like I've seen stand-up. I've been to shows in America. And I was like, oh yeah? And then I was like, write it. 써요.
Yeah.
200명한테 다 보내. 제가 써드릴까요? Like I really in the back, I was like, do not, like and I told like the manager dude, like, hey, if we're in the wrong about something, apologize.
Yeah.
If not, tell them to go suck our dicks. Right.
I agree. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
But we are slowly on a weekly basis dealing on one or two of these people.
Yeah.
Right? And I go, you need to get used to it. We all need to get used to it.
On some level, that's exciting. I think it just means it's becoming more and more normalized. It's like a normal thing, a real club that has to deal with this shit.
Yeah. Now I'm like, dude, do I need a bouncer? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know
eventually.
What I mean? Yeah. Do I need a bouncer?
Yeah.
But that's one of the situations.
Because so little people know about it, you're getting such a small sample size of the population that's coming in to see these shows. Yeah. Eventually, as it grows and it's a lot of people and they're sold out, it's like packed all the time and people really want to be there and it's a lot of drunkenness and all that. It's just only going to get worse and better. Right. So, that's good news.
Yeah. So I need a bouncer. There's a new kid. I promoted him to become not a regular, but like a.
The guy that opened for you on
no, not
Saturday.
him, not him. He's a regular.
Okay.
But there's like a open mic crew. There's a lot of them, but I only let maybe like 8 of them perform.
Okay.
And there's a new open mic dude that has joined. Okay. And he's a former semi-professional boxer.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I was like, you want a job here? Like, I want him to be the bouncer to just throw motherfuckers out and sock them in the face if they don't. But so
Johan Rogan, is that his name?
And then so it was a good time, man. And then I realized that I don't know if they're my fans per se, but they're fans of stand-up comedy. So there are people that come every week or every other week to the show. Yeah. And these people, they bring new people to be like, hey, I want you to check this person out.
That's the way it is, man.
So I'm it's slowly working out.
Everyone wants to be the bearer of good news.
Right.
Everyone wants to be the one that that shows you something that's great. It's oh, this restaurant, you got to try it out.
Right.
And they want the credit for taking you there.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah. Hey, you got to watch Tinder Swindler on Netflix.
It's so easy for me to invite people to your show because I know they're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
It's the worst if I have to try to get people to come out for something I'm not really sure is going to be a good time.
Right.
And then I have to kind of, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So, but the shows, like in the beginning, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, everyone's still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like you don't know if it's going to be a good night or a bad night, but for the most part, I knock on wood, haven't seen really a terrible night at Seoul Comedy Club.
Yeah.
It's really, really impressive.
Yeah, it's me. I think it's me trying my best with quality control. Like, I'm not going to just let anybody up on there,
Dude, you're freaking Mitzi Shore, like of Korea.
So yeah, man, I mean, it's been so far interesting ride. Our club has been open for 8.5 months.
Yeah, damn.
Still surviving. I mean, obviously, like I wish the growth would be a lot faster. Not just from the point of view of more people trying to check it out, but also, the comics getting better.
Well, I think it as you guys are growing in roster and in comics, and then I think everyone will start to realize it's more than just the actual venue. It's the people that are filling it. It's the comics that are that are working out there.
Yeah.
So once everyone gets that and there's enough comics to go around, then it's time to someone else to open up another spot, like where there's a need for it. Right. And so hoping that happens sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean,
that network.
That I'm not even fucking putting. I'm not hoping. Because it needs to be run by someone that knows the scene or knows how to run the comedy scene.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to. It's like when it's like Jesus and his disciples. When Christ left Earth, and then his disciples basically spread out and spread the news and to the ends of the earth.
Right.
That's basically what has to happen now.
Yeah, to the ends of Korea.
Yeah. So everyone that is involved in this, everyone's from different towns, and at some point they're gonna be like, I can bring this to my hometown.
So we're gonna eventually like tour it.
Yeah.
And then that's to kind of like.
We got to set up that Jeju show too. Like I feel like Jeju is a great destination.
Yeah. I mean, like it's
even if you bomb, you're on an island and you can hang out. And
I don't want to bomb in an island. So it's a very interesting situation.
Mm-hmm.
I recently realized that I am going to be in I don't want to say Korean age, in international age.
Yeah.
I'm turning 40 in 2 weeks, right?
In internationally? Oh, real
calendar fucking.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Your birthday's coming up. Yeah.
And so and then not on Saturday, but on Thursday, like I didn't drink that much, but I was hung the fuck over the next day, right? Yeah. And like, when like this is the analogy. When you're so hungover, your body rejects water. Do you know what I mean? Like when you put water in, like you got a bouncer going, nope,
yes,
get the fuck,
I do know.
Get the fuck out of here, water. Because water shouldn't. Your body shouldn't reject water.
Yeah, it should be.
You know what I mean? But
happy that you're.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. But no, the bouncer goes, nope.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
And then like pushes shit out this way, fucking water out this way.
Yeah.
But when you're younger, the bouncer don't work for a long time.
Yeah.
It works for maybe about 4 hours, and then all right,
and you're okay again.
Then he slowly lets the water in.
Yeah.
He's all right, I'm fucking tired, right?
Yeah.
As you get older, the bouncer works longer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I was hungover for probably 16 hours.
Well, just get ready. Yeah. I drank last Wednesday till pretty late.
Yeah.
And I'm still hungover from that.
Yeah.
I basically, it gets worse, man. Like those hangovers, just even after just a couple of drinks, the next day I still feel the effects of that hangover effects. So.
Yeah. No, but
I also don't work out. Or anything.
In terms of my whole thing is like when you're trying to put nutrients into your body.
Yeah, why doesn't your body recognize that you're actually trying to help it?
This is for you. This is for you. Fuck you. Right. And so that is I was like, man, I can't believe. First of all, I didn't drink that much. Like I might have drank throughout that night, maybe a bottle of Jameson.
That's a lot.
I mean, but I've
sure. I mean, like
I put it down many times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I was fine the next day. Mm-hmm. It was the first time I went, I didn't even drink that much. Like if you ask a doctor, it's like, yeah, that's fucking crazy. But like to someone who has abused alcohol all his life.
All right, look at that this way. You have to start cutting down on those, like, the question you get, like, how many bottles of soju can you drink? Right? Sure, when you're young, like, you can put down like 5 maybe, right? The older you get, like, you shouldn't be bragging about that. You should be like not even like you shouldn't even.
So how many bottles of soju?
Okay.
At this age, we shouldn't, but let's talk about it. At your age, how many bottles of soju can you put down, and the next day you're not like fucking feeling like shit?
I can't do as much as I used to, but I can still put down 2, and then I can function the next day. But I never feel good about it. Like I never feel good the next day. But if I do a bottle, I think I could get away with that. If I'm eating as well, all bets are off if I'm not eating and I'm just drinking. That really screws me over.
2 bottles I think is it's for me. I'm still okay.
But I still want to cut that down as much as possible.
3 is pushing it.
There's no reason for me to be drinking 3 bottles, like, unless it's like I know I don't have work for the next couple of days, and I don't know. It's just there's no scenario where that makes sense for me anymore.
Obviously, like, especially people that have 9 to 5s. That's why Fridays are the dangerous days, right? Because Fridays and Saturdays are the days that they, they while out.
But damn, but weekends actually are more important to me now because it's family time and it's side hustle time, right? So that's actually more important for me to stay sober on Friday. So that's why I rather drink on a Monday night. And be, kind of get through Tuesday and Wednesday and through the rest of the week, and then Friday just be sober throughout the weekend because but I can still, I don't know, I feel I could get in trouble for that, but like, not that I do it all the time. But like,
it's Korea, man. It's Korea where people go to work hungover all the fucking time.
That's true, and you can spot them all the time.
They look like shit. They smell. Even if they shower, you can still smell the fucking whatever, the alcohol out of their pores, right? So, I need to I recently, after like just this whole me about to turn 40 and all that situation, like yesterday, and I don't know if how I don't want to make a promise to myself and put it on film, you know what I mean? But I've decided that I need to start being healthier at 40. You know what I mean? Which is kind of late. You know what I mean? It's like trying to get braces at 60.
I remember I did this Instagram post right before I turned 40. Or when I turned 40, I put a whole thing, a list of things I learned in my 30s. I got to find that and send that to you and compare, let you compare to see if...
Instagram was around back then?
You motherfucker.
Oh man, that
was too easy, man. I lobbed that up right.
I was like, throw it up. You know what? Then basketball, when they're running the fast break, and then the guy who's about to catch the alley-oop, you all see them go like this.
Yeah.
Throw it up.
Hey, I want to ask you what, like, I've been off of Netflix and Disney Plus and all those, like, I've been on YouTube Shorts like crazy these days. I don't know. I've been, as always, it's a lot of Norm Macdonald.
Oh.
But what's coming out in your algorithm on like short form media these days?
Here, I'll open it up right now. You know what? Like, for a while, for no reason at all, I can't explain why. There was that dude Andrew Tate that's popping up,
but not anymore.
Yeah.
But like for like a week or two, I kept seeing a bunch of his stuff, and some of it I kind of agreed with, like, but most of it I was just like, this is a bit much. Like, I think it's like I'm guessing people hate this guy is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's all
every now and then he makes like a valid point that's like borderline misogynist.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wait, do I agree with that? It's like, it's dangerous like material.
Yeah. Misogynist joke kajimaseo.
Oh yeah.
So it's usually, well, right now it's clips of podcasts like Your Mom's House, Bobby Lee,
a lot of Tom Segura.
And then like
Shultz
comedy
stuff.
bits, and then basketball.
I don't get any. Oh, you know what? I've been getting a lot of like Kobe and Shaq stuff, and lately I've been getting a lot of hip hop stuff. Like, what's that? Nardwar. His interviews. A lot of Snoop Dogg interviews.
That's strange that because I don't think that you would venture into that genre of music on your searches. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you speak about it?
No, I don't know why it's showing up. But you know, like a lot of like Eminem stuff, a lot of Mike Tyson stuff too.
His podcast or like
him on podcasts. But him also in the media in the past.
Right.
So it's just like a mix of Mike Tyson.
I get a lot of MMA stuff too. Like
I don't get any MMA.
Yeah, because like he's a retired MMA fighter named Khabib Nurmagomedov or whatever, right? From Dagestan, right? And he is like hardcore Muslim, like undefeated, retired undefeated. He beat Conor McGregor. But like there's footage of him as a child wrestling a bear, right?
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, like he wrestled bears, you know what I mean? Like
that's silly.
And so if you're gonna fight somebody who wrestled bears at 9, you know, you better get your shit together, right?
Yeah.
And so like, and this guy, he was fighting somebody, and as he's like punching him in the face on the ground, he's like, "You must give up. I need championship title." He's talking shit, but he's not even talking shit. I mean, like, he's not going, "You suck." He's like, "Dude, you need to give up because I deserve to fight the champion.
Okay.
So just, dude, I love you, brother, but just give up, motherfucker."
Oh, really?
And he's just punching him, right?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then when he fought Conor McGregor, like in the fight game, a lot of people believe, like Floyd Mayweather, the more shit you talk, right, the more antics you throw, the more pay-per-view buys it gets, right? Yeah. But the Khabib is not that guy. He doesn't talk shit. He's just like, well, you know, I'm just going to smash his face. That's it, right? You know? But Conor went all in talking about his team, his, you know, like his religion. He's like, Khabib's like hardcore Muslim, his family or whatever, right? Yeah. And you could see Khabib just kind of like taking it like, I'm going to change your face. Like that's what he said, right? Okay. And then when they fought, as he's punching him, he's like, "Oh, well, let's talk now." And he's like punching him, right? Yeah. He's beating him up to a point where Conor, after round 3 or whatever, he and then, you know, the bell rings and then you have to go to your corners, right? Yeah. And Khabib just like, "Let's talk now," right? As he's punching him, and then beep, and he goes, Connor goes, "Oh, it's just business," right? You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
It's like it's to like this persona of this guy who's like this wild badass guy, but as he's getting his face kicked in, he's like, "Dude, it's just business, man. Relax."
He's pleading for it.
It's just business, man. Relax, you know. But yeah, Khabib got so like so angry that after he won, he jumped the fence and went after Connor's team and started beating him, like fighting them too.
Oh, really?
So like it was
really personal.
Yeah, and because to him this is his life. He's not. Nobody like you can make fun of him, but you start making fun of family. You start making fun of religion.
Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
It's like he was believing the hype.
Yeah.
He wasn't like letting the hype go. Like it's business. Really. That's the reason why I know who Conor McGregor is, and I don't know this guy. I don't even know.
But he is like
legitimate, like
he's arguably one of the greatest of all time. But he don't talk shit. He just like he's easy. I will. He doesn't understand my pressure, and I will. And he's just clinical about his analysis of what the fuck's gonna happen, and he does it right. So like that's the type of stuff that I've been seeing, And he's like, hey, don't say bad words. Like he's like super like he has a certain moral stand. I mean, he's like hardcore Muslim, right? So he's like, hey, don't say bad words. Like
what else? What else? I've been getting a lot of like conservative like shorts like what's his name?
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro comes up. Jordan Peterson. I think it all stemmed from Joe Rogan, because I get a lot of Joe Rogan stuff, right? And I guess they're all buddies and like they're on each other's podcasts.
I mean, Rogan, the way he explains is I don't care what you believe in as long as I find what you say interesting. I'll have you on, right? So it's polarizing to have someone like Ben Shapiro on or Jordan Peterson on because like they're saying some shit that is a little tough to hear for
liberal.
For one side of the population, right?
I'll give that to Rogan. He has a good balance and a good
but then when he sees that, oh, you're being stupid, then he'll call you out on it too,
he does, but I love when people call him out. Like I love when Bill Burr calls him out. And he's just like, oh, come on, don't go there. He's like don't pretend that you have we know what we're talking about. We don't have a degree and all that stuff.
I mean, dude, I have an economics degree. I can't tell you shit about economics, right? I mean, that's what I've been.
Louis been coming back too.
Because he's pushing a film that he directed called 4th of July.
But he's been on a lot of podcasts lately. And so he's like, but he's talking about his, like he's addressing.
I mean, ultimately, if you have Louis on, right, and he's on a comedy podcast with a bunch of comedians, they're gonna ask him,
like they have to,
like how you been, right? Right. But
I watched one of those just like on regular YouTube. Watch one of the episodes with him talking to, I forget who it was, but he did mention like I heard one of his he does small shows now, but he opens it saying, "I used to do stadiums," but he was saying like. The thing that, like, lately he's been getting in touch with nature and like gardening and touching dirt and stuff, and that's like been getting him through. Like, I don't know. It's interesting to see like how he's coping with his life now. It's just like I'm curious, like how you can go from where he was to now and how he's actually coping. Like that.
But I forget what. I mean, I've saw a bunch of his podcasts that he was on too, but what he said that it was interesting was that like, it was the Flagrant podcast, which Andrew Schultz, right?
Yeah.
So they ask him like, how does it feel to be once on the mountaintop and not on it anymore? And then he goes, mountaintops are supposed to be visited.
Oh, yeah.
It's not where you live.
Oh, that's a
right.
Very poignant. Yeah.
And he goes, I knew that it was gonna be over soon. But not how it. Yeah. Not the reason he didn't know, but he knew that it's not gonna last, right? Yeah. So his goal, and he goes, his goal, and everybody's goal that reached the mountaintop is that it's to sustain that. You don't build a house on the top, right? It's just you go up and you come down. Yeah. But as you're coming down and as you're going up, you have to have a certain amount of fans that even if you go down, those amount of fans will help you, will support you in your career so that you can sustain your living for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So to him, he goes, I am fortunate that even though he came down and it came crashing down, he still had enough supporters that kept his...
he still has sustainability.
Yeah. His lifestyle. And I go, that is, I feel like that's a very healthy way to think about, especially the entertainment business, where
just generally speaking,
you're not going to be number one all the time, and you're not going to make the most money all the time, right? But if you have enough fans, and so you think about it, he and FX, the show Louis, they gave him rights for him to sell his Louis show on his website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to buy the whole series, it's like $30, but it's only on streaming. You can't download it or whatever, right? But it's on his site. So to me, he has enough credit and connections that he's always going to be able to live somewhat comfortably, and so that was an interesting take, because I'm sure that's how a lot of people think, but I've never seen anyone just actually say yo man, you're not gonna be up there forever, so you need to And so that was yay. I mean I am barely starting the climb of this mountain 20 years in, but
I did see him tell a joke, or someone filming, or it's probably part of his special that came out, and then he was addressing the issue and was saying, so here's some advice. Yeah. He's like, if you ever, masturbate in front of a person, always ask, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about always ask and make sure you get permission. But even when you get permission, don't do it. It's not worth it. He's like, so it's. And then you clearly hear laughter from the audience. So they're just it's a weird place. It's a weird. Everyone doesn't know how to feel about it, right? About the situation. Yeah. But I think that's better than, everyone has to kind of, they're being tested. Yeah. They're figuring it out for themselves too. How should I respond to this? How should I actually feel about something like this?
Yeah.
So I think,
but that's what I believe, and I think comedians for the most part should attack comedy or deal with comedy
a lot. Yeah.
It is within these walls, in the setting of a stand-up comedy show. It should be addressed. Yeah. That you're going to hear some of the wildest shit you've ever heard. Yeah. That is not natural for you to hear in an everyday setting.
That reminds me of the whole Will Smith slap, right? The Chris Rock thing, right? That I actually didn't know how to respond to, because I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah. And I remember at the time, I just I like Will Smith. I want to see if I can justify this being okay and that these guys are going to work it out together.
Right.
But the more and more time passes and the more opinions I hear about it, and I'm thinking right now, I'm just how the hell did I even try to justify what Will Smith did? Right now, I know it was completely wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of ashamed that I didn't have that kind of quick answer for myself to know that, hey, this is wrong.
Right.
That should have just been my answer from the get-go. But like looking back, I'm just
what was your knee-jerk reaction when you saw it?
My knee-jerk reaction was trying to give, everyone the benefit of the doubt, and try to.
But aren't you always like that for everything?
Yeah, but then like for this situation, like I feel like it was a polarizing issue, right? Yeah. And then so I could understand both sides at the time, but for myself, I wasn't decided.
Yeah.
Right. But now I'm just like, no, there's no reason to ever assault anyone, period.
Yeah.
Like that should have been where my mind went to before. And so, but I'm grateful for this situation, although it was not personal to me. Like, at least I know a little bit more about how I'll move forward as a human being.
Dang,
maybe like that's
like to me it was. I mean, obviously, I think because I'm a comic, like I just went, yo, what the fuck, like, even if the joke wasn't that good, you know what I mean, so. I mean, this is a very let's talk about stand-up comedy podcast, but even when you look at, have you seen the Mark Twain Award ceremony that Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, it's on Netflix too.
So when he talks about when he goes up and talks about what the art of stand-up comedy is, right?
Yeah,
he goes, yo, man, there's a lot of racist shit that's being said by comics. Yeah. And even though people laugh, I can be like, oh, that motherfucker means that shit.
Yeah.
But while people are fighting, me and that person can have a conversation and talk it out.
Yeah.
Right. And so he goes, he will fight for the art of stand-up comedy, which is to say whatever to get laughter. Right. And even if it's uncomfortable, it's under the guise of trying to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And the people that are good at it, even if it's uncomfortable, they have enough skill to make people laugh and go along in this uncomfortable place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I am not. So, he has. So even when it comes to just comedy movies, right? So Louis released a feature film that he funded, and he's releasing it on his website. Before he did a small theater run, and it did well, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't big, but it was super indie, and it wasn't any famous actors, but just who he thought would work perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And so he's not even the star of it, right? There's a New York comic named Joe List that started. So basically the story is Joe is from somewhere in New England where he grew up in a typical New England family. Just they don't say I love you to each other. Very semi-alcoholic, and whatever.
Oh, did you see that?
No. This is they talk about it.
Yeah.
And so he's having a lot of issues when it comes to figuring out who he is and and so he's going to therapy and whatnot. So he finally quits alcohol and he wants to confront his family about why they are the way they are. Because that's what the story is, right? So they needed an actor who was gay apparently in the movie. So you know how Boston, New England style talk is, and the gay actor emails them going, I have to say as a gay man, the crazy amount or the use of the F word is refreshing. Meaning that this is how real people talk.
Yeah.
Don't fucking wash it up.
Yeah.
Just so that you feel that it's safe or uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how what I feel like real life and real comedy should be is I don't want to fucking sugarcoat words just so that three people, get less offended by something. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I think the beauty of it is if you have a big ass company throwing millions upon millions of dollars. Obviously, you're their slave.
I mean,
right?
That's the compromise between art and business, right? So it happens in music too. That's why there's radio edits, there's radio cuts. Like it's happened to me too. Like I swear a lot in my music, right? And it makes some people uncomfortable. My last studio album that I recorded, you know, I say the F word in one of the songs, and like all the music, like everyone involved in the song, I remember them saying, "Hey, this is a really good song. This has like potential, like to be on the radio and stuff." But if you just take out the swear word, like you give it more potential.
Yeah. By the way, the F word in Louis' case was not fuck.
Oh, it was okay.
According to the gay guy, right? Right. So no, I mean, I get it, but I mean, here's the point is that like because Louis funded it by himself, he didn't have really any corporation
telling him,
giving him notes,
can't do this,
right?
Yeah.
And so that he created it the way he wanted to with his, you know, crew, versus like having all this money and people go, well, you can't use the word cunt here.
I see.
Do you know what I mean? But why not? What if the person is being one? No, but see, I think we should use bitch. You know what I mean? And like those types of conversations or meetings, you know, like even for K-Town Cowboys, there was a certain thing that had to be taken out, and I was like, really not happy with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
but circling back, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's art versus business to a certain extent, right? And so it's like how much, like as artists, you don't want to sacrifice your art.
I mean, right? So I think in a broad scale, it's with a broad stroke, it is art versus business. Yeah. But then,
or social awareness.
But the thing is, like, my thing is, okay, by making those changes and cleaning it up a little bit, do you think that it like made more money?
I don't know. For instance, my song, right? Like I ended up taking the effort out, right? Because a part of me was like, maybe they have a point. Yeah. Who am I to say like they don't know what they're talking about? Yeah. But whenever I hear that song and gets to that part where it was omitted, I always regret not sticking to my guns, because I mean the song never like blew up or never did what everyone thought it would do.
So that's my point. Like, so like because the F word was omitted, and let's say that is your fucking Moulin Rouge song, right? Where people fucking ask to cover it and make more. You make it went through like 2-3 life cycles of money, right? Like, but it didn't. It didn't, right? So like, so they don't know what they're talking about. They're just trying to cover their ass. Right. And so in my opinion, I don't even think necessarily it's a business thing. I mean, I know why you call it a business thing, or we all call it a business thing, but it's not even good for business. Yeah, I mean, but to a certain extent, because they're involved with the album or the song, right? In my case, like it elevates them too. If they think that this can go further, it's going to affect their career as well, right? So I have to a certain extent, kind of respect that as well, because they're all giving their time and effort into making my song the best it could be, right? So I can respect that to a certain extent and give them a little, give them a little input into the song. They've already put a lot of their own effort into it, but but in hindsight, like big decisions like that, it really should come down to the creator, right? So that I mean, like, you're not this type of person, but do you call them now and be like, hey, so you know that song?
No, I mean, I'm not that petty, but it's like, I have moments like that. Like, but then I've had moments where like, my first album, I have a song called Everything Always. That's my favorite song to this day. And, the producer let me just sing it as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Although he didn't want
the curse.
He didn't want to be as involved in the track. So he left the room and he let me just record it one take.
Let's say I fuck it up.
Yeah. So, and we talk about it, him and I, we talk about it and we laugh about it now. But at the time, I'm glad I stuck to my guns with that.
Yeah.
Because that song is my favorite song ever. Also because it came out the way I intended it to.
Yeah.
Regardless of it was going to, be popular or not. I'm really proud that I stuck by my guns there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, ultimately, that's my point is that like, I'm sure that every creator, right? Like movies, stand-up comedy, music, whatever. We're not necessarily trying to create something for it to fail, right? We're all trying to create something that people are going to like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, there are going to be certain people who have nothing to do with necessarily the creative process, but only like they are metrics, analytics guys, right? Are you kidding me? Do not make a rated R film. Yeah. You need to make a PG film for more people to make money, right?
Those people they don't change the world in big and important ways.
I mean, I don't know exactly what jokes got taken out before, like Andrew Schultz's situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Netflix goes, take these out.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've been touring this for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
These jokes work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're telling me to take it out for a business decision.
Yeah.
That because Netflix has been, taking some hits with the Chappelle stuff and whatever, right? And so he understands why, but he's like, I'm not going to put it on Netflix. And he bought it back and he's kind of sold it on his own. And he made more money than he thought he would.
Yeah.
So now, like, the so-called business part of it is being thrown back at their face.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, he has a platform and a fan base that's big enough for him to, mobilize in the right place, right?
So, I mean, like overall, I think artists should stick to their gut, stick to their art, stick to their guns, because really they're the movers and shakers, right? Yeah. They're the ones that are putting their neck out on the line, And so if you don't put it all out there, you're really doing a disservice to everyone, not just yourself. Like, you never know if you going the extra mile or the extra, taking a little bit further than most people are comfortable with, you'll never know if that could have changed the world, or it could have so.
I mean, it's not even a change the world thing, but like going back to the first part about that, the guy telling the joke about putting the finger, going to getting a prostate exam.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened was, let's say there was 50 people in the room and 48 people laughed.
Yeah.
And then 2 people got up who didn't find it funny.
Yeah.
And fucking screamed and went out. Right? So what does that do to the 48 people there? Right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So does that mean that those 48 people have a shitty sense of humor? No, it means that they find it funny. Now, in a bigger scale, in a larger scale,
it could be both things.
No, but still, like in a bigger scale, like you see a comedy special, right, on Netflix or on TV or whatever, right, and you laughed at it, right? But then there are going to be certain groups that be like, this joke is offensive to this community and this joke is offensive to that community, right? But you laughed at it when you were watching it. The people in the audience laughed at it. So then all these people are fucked up, right? Is that what they're saying? Like, to me, I go, yeah, you don't have to like it. You can have an opinion about it, but it's kind of crazy to think that because of this point of view, that that person should no longer be doing what they do, right?
But I don't know. Like, first off, I think more importantly is the joke funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not, maybe it's not funny. Maybe they should just like.
No, but people laughed.
Okay.
Like I mean, whether or not I find it funny, it's irrelevant. When other people laugh, that means it's a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
You have a point there.
Yeah.
But
just because it's not your tastes or somebody else's taste, if there's 100 people and more than half of them laugh, it's a fucking joke, right?
Yeah, but on some level I get like, you know, at the expense of
every joke has a victim.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every fucking joke has a victim.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, at the expense of every joke has that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you have a point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can be offended. You can walk out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying fake laughter. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like it's a legitimate like fear of heterosexual men I mean, like they don't. I don't know. This is a weird.
Like, I mean, you don't have to justify and think whatever. I'm saying that if more than half the people in the room laughed, right? And just because you didn't like it, doesn't mean the joke is not funny or does not mean the joke should not be said. Yeah. Right? So you just need to, like what you did, leave. Don't have to even cause a scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Or at least, you know, open up a conversation, have a conversation about it. If it really is that important for you.
I personally think it's more along the lines of the problem with a lot of these things is that context-wise, it might have not been offensive, but because certain keywords were said in the framing of a joke, it automatically becomes.
Yeah, people take it the wrong way.
Right.
Oh, they automatically like
let's say you said the word rape in a joke.
Yeah.
Right? You take the context out. I cannot believe.
Don't make fun of rape.
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
You're right.
So I think it's a context issue, and that's what I believe it is. First of all, the white guy didn't speak Korean, from what I gathered, so he cannot have been offended.
Yeah.
Right. So backstory is apparently he has a gay father.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So what? So he didn't get offended. So she got offended for him. For what though? Like, you know what I mean? Like I go, if you really want to take it there, then in Korean variety shows, they can't do kaibaebo anymore. Because people without hands going to be like, yo, man. You see, you think that's stupid, right? But then it's going to that direction, man. Where like I go, what are we fucking complaining about? You know what I mean? I go, is the Ukraine war over? No, right? But we're filling our heads with fucking, you know what I mean? Khabib Nurmagomedov videos and Andrew Tate saying misogynistic things. I was like, the war is still there, you know? But to be honest, I don't care enough to fucking change my profile picture to the flag. You know what I mean? So I just care about what I care about, you know?
Yeah. I think the important thing is the conversations, like not being open to conversation, being open to like, everyone's perspective, being open to it, and then making a judgment.
I don't know about jokes though. Jokes
have a little
like
different kind of.
If I have to worry about every single angle of how everybody feels,
all funny jokes and all unfunny jokes are born out of the same place.
Yeah, okay.
Like you got to try. You have if it's not funny, then you stay away from that kind of approach. Or
I personally believe if one person laughed, it's a joke.
Okay,
you know what I mean. And if one person in the world laughed, it's really a joke.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So, well, in one of this is what I'll end with. they asked, I forget which podcast, but they asked Louis, have you recently heard a joke that you really love? And he told a joke, and he even says who it's by. It's by this comedian named Dan Natterman. He goes, when Dan was, so Dan, as Dan, he goes, when I was taking a sex ed class in school, right, the teacher came with a banana, right? And obviously everyone knows that, they use a banana to show how to apply a condom, right? So we were kids, so we didn't know. So we were like, teacher, what's the banana for? And the teacher responds, it's hard. I can't get hard on an empty stomach. That's what Louis said was his favorite joke. So recently, yeah, right. Fucking pedophile joke. Ande, right?
Okay.
But that was his favorite joke. That's what he said. But oh no, but all those kids that teachers molested in history, we can't laugh at that.
All right.
How about the kids in Africa who need bananas to eat, but they don't have bananas because they're hungry? So we're making fun of people frivolously using bananas as a joke.
Right. I get it. Yeah. That's a funny joke, though. I would have laughed. I did laugh.
No, I mean, I don't.
I'm so out of it. Oh, man.
No, I mean, again, it's like I mean, obviously, this is how you kind of you have other thoughts in your head, but then the way you were talking about earlier with the Will Smith stuff is that I don't know how to feel.
Yeah.
Right. I have to look at it from all sides, right, or whatever.
I think that's part. It's the state of the world now has put me in that state. Like the state of cancel culture and all that probably.
We started cancel, man.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe it's a bit much. Maybe I'm allowed to laugh at things I think are funny.
Yeah.
It's okay to it's okay to talk about it if someone's offended by me laughing.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine about talking about it. And I feel like their argument is better than mine, then I'll change. So,
not me. I'll be like, yeah, but it's still funny, right? Anyway, it is time for us to go.
Yeah.
Bob, it was, again, thank you for spending your Saturday evening with me.
Yeah. No thanks necessary. I always have a good time at the comedy club. I can't wait for it to blow up and to say that I was a patron of this incredible scene that is eventually gonna.
I hope so. For all those in Korea, please check out the Seoul Comedy Club. This week I'm there every day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Although it's gonna be my last 1 hour show for a while. Like I'm not gonna do another 1 hour show in Seoul. I might do it if I go on tour.
Yeah.
But I won't do it in Seoul for a while. So for those that have come to see the show that are listeners of the Noonchi podcast, thank you so much. And the people that said that they were come and they didn't, go fuck yourself.
Peace. See you guys.
Bye.